Okay, I just thought I'd go through a couple of things as a kind of summary of week one, but also just highlight a couple of techniques that Gavin set up on this course that I really like, and I do very similar things. So one of the ones that we can see a really nice technique here is what we call test, teach, test. And that is, you get students to do an activity, for in this case, it's actually to add their own ideas into a Google Doc. And a really good idea with a Google Doc is to organize it. So you've put the name, so the student know where to write their name and where to write their contribution. And what I often do is that I do the first one, so then other students will follow after me. Okay. If you set up a Google Doc and don't kind of create the table first, then it gets really disorganized. So setting up a table for that doc is a really good idea because then students know exactly where to write. So what we've got here is where you shared your ideas about core technology skills. You then really did two activities. First of all, you had to read this document article. Yeah, and then afterwards, there was a kind of revisit the collaborative document and revise your list, compare your list with others and make an action plan. Okay, so you kind of almost had to do two activities there and then come back and revise your list. Now, another technique that I sometimes use that, funny enough, some of you did actually use, and I can't remember if Gavin asked you to do that, and that is when you revise your list to do it in another color, because then the teacher can see, okay, well, that was the original thoughts you had, and then these are the ones after you've done the activity. So this test, teach, test technique works really well. It's something I do a lot myself, and I think it's something that Gavin's done really well here. Now, I want to show you another technique, one that I commonly use. Here we've got a thing where you need to look at the short online article here and think about the rules of etiquette, okay, or netiquette, sorry, not etiquette, netiquette. And then there's a video to listen to about plagiarism, okay? And then what you have to do is you have to add in your ideas into this Padlet. Now, what I would suggest, and what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to make this Padlet bigger, is what I would do now is that I would read all your contributions, okay? And then what I would do is click on the screen, write my name, Russell, summary, and then record my summary of all the interesting points that you've made. One of the things that students or teachers often feel is that they've got to reply to every single post that the students have added onto a Padlet, but that's actually not the way I like working. What I actually like to do is to leave a summary, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. So if you come back to the Padlet, you'll see there will be a summary recording of the favorite points that you've all raised. Why do I like this? Well, first of all, because it shows that I've read your posts and taken an interest in them. But second, it gives you kind of a takeaway, a summary of the best points. So I use this technique a lot in my own teaching and learning. So if you come back to that activity now, you'll see that I've done a little recording there where I've just read all your posts, and I've pulled on 2 points that I think are really valid, and I think they're things that might come up later on in the course. And so please come back and have a listen if you're interested in that.